friends, welcome back to another episode of Heart to Palate. Happy New Year to all of you. And today I'm going to share a Sankranti special recipe called Gulpoli, which I learned from my cousin Vandan Tai, and it's her recipe that I'm sharing with you all. And it's my husband's favorite dish, Gulpolia. So my mom never made it, but I had to learn this after I got married because he used to love this. He loves it basically. So I'm going to start making the dough first. For that I've taken 1 cup of wheat flour, half cup of maida or all-purpose flour, and 2 tablespoons of besan. To that I'm going to add about 3 teaspoons of hot oil as mohan, and then I'm going to knead the dough. Not exactly soft as your puran poritsa dough, but I'm going to do it little looser than your regular poya that you would make, roti ka atta. So you have to make it little loose, and I'm going to do it with regular water now. So my dough is ready now, you can see. I'm just going to apply maybe a half a teaspoon of oil and cover with the Saaran wrap now and keep it aside for about half an hour. In the meantime, I'm going to make the Saaran for the Gulpoli. So for the Saaran for Gulpoli, we have to take gul, but this is not chikitsa gul. This is not the gul that we use for ladu. So regular gul or jaggery. I've taken til, which is sesame seeds, grated dry coconut, besan, and poppy seeds or khaskhas. Okay, so all of these ingredients, which is sesame seeds, your dry coconut powder, and besan, they're all half a cup each, and quarter cup of khaskhas. I'm going to dry roast all these ingredients. The sesame seeds, you don't have to go darker with the color, just a little bit they get toasted. When you see that spluttering of the seeds, that's when you stop it. Then with the dry coconut also, you just have to go a little bit reddish on the tinge, and this you have to roast it with 2 teaspoons of oil and just roast it really well, because you don't want that half cooked flavor of besan in it. It has to have nice roasted flavor of besan. And once you cool down all these ingredients, I'm just going to mix them in the food processor, along with the jaggery. And jaggery, I have taken about 1 1/2 cup of jaggery. Depending upon sweetness of your jaggery, you can either increase a little bit, taste it, and then try it. You might have to increase the proportion of the jaggery. And I'm going to also add a teaspoon of cardamom powder to this. Okay. The reason you're doing this is roasting sesame seeds. It has to have that nice flavor of roasted sesame seeds. त्याच्यामुळे खमंगपणा येतो. It gives you nice flavor to the Gulpoli. So you have to make sure you roast it on medium flame, and just a little bit when you hear that spluttering of the sesame seeds, that's when you stop. About 3 to 4 minutes, I would say, not more than that. To roast the besan, I've started with 2 teaspoons of oil, which I'm heating up, and I'm going to just dry roast this now until it gets nicely roasted. You can see the color change of the besan. It would take about 5 minutes at least, because you need to have this roasted well, because otherwise it will give that raw smell of taste to the Gulpolis. खमंग वासना Gulpoli खमंग लागण्यासाठी you have to have this flavor, nicely roasted besan along with the other ingredients which we have roasted well. So now it's exactly 3 to 4 minutes I've been roasting the besan. You can see the color change now. It's nicely roasted. Cool it down and keep it aside. And all the 4 ingredients that we roasted, which is sesame seeds, your poppy seeds, and dry coconut, shredded coconut, and besan, we are going to just put it in our food processor, and we are going to crush everything and mix it into a nice powder. And to that I'm going to add the jaggery. Make sure everything is cooled off, and then you add the jaggery to the mixture in the processor. And then we are going to have the Saaran ready, and add 1 teaspoon of cardamom powder to that. this is the Saaran I had made in the processor now. It's a nice cohesive mixture. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of ghee to this, so it will have a nice binding texture, like just like a laddu, and that we can stuff it into our Gulpoli. So I'm adding about teaspoon of cardamom powder and about 2 tablespoons of clarified butter or patra kelela toop ghee I'm adding, and make sure everything forms a nice cohesive mixture like that. So it's easier to roll it out. If the mixture is a little bit dry, you can still do it, but then it's tough to roll out the Gulpoli. These are the Saaran se gode I have made the balls out of it. I'm taking the same size as your Saaran, the dough also. The dough ball is the same size as your Saaran ball. Okay, so I'm just going to roll this like a puri shape. You have to keep, when you're rolling, make sure the middle portion is a little bit thicker when you're making that roti. And then you stuff it. I'm going to show you right here now. So just like your paratha, make sure you have your outer edge thinner as compared to the middle one, so that when you stuff the Saaran in here, it won't come out when you're rolling your Gulpoli. So now this is about puri size I'm making, and to that I'll put the Saaran, just like you would make your paratha. Close the other side now. Roll it into the wheat flour again. Dust some wheat flour on the rolling surface as well. And start rolling with हलक्या हाताने लाटायला सुरुवात करायची पोळी. And the trick for the Saaran also, that this has a lot of jaggery, right? Main base is a jaggery thing. It gets sometimes dried. So if you're taking time between actually making your Saaran and making the rotis, Gulpolia, you can always, if it gets dry, try to break up the Saaran again. Purna, just make sure that you break it up again. Purna त्याचा चुरा बनवा, and just थोडंसं गरम दूध त्याच्यावर शिडकून मग परत त्याचं गोळे बनवायसारखं ते स्टेजमध्ये आणायचं. So it's a very easy pliable batter that Saaran you can make it again. So even if it gets harder, try to bake them again evenly into powder form, and just add maybe 3 to 4 teaspoons of hot milk over it, and then try to make dough out of it and make such balls again, which are more pliable when you're rolling the Gulpolis. So that's a trick. So because when we are in rush, we are going to work, and then you cannot finish all the poris at the same time. You can always keep this covered, and then when you come back, and if it gets hardened, you can always sprinkle some milk over it and then make rotis out of it. Gulpolia. If you feel, you can dust some more flour over it. असंच हलक्या हाताने ते फक्त पोळी लाटायची. You can see your stuffing has gone all up to the edges now. पूर्ण ती छान भरलेली आपली Gulpoli. Now I'm going to put this Gulpoli onto the tawa. Keep it on medium flame. So now I'm going to roast the Gulpoli. So make sure it's on the medium flame only, not high flame. And whenever you're done with first pori, if you find the little bit of jaggery is stuck to it, try to clean that tawa again and make sure that the surface is clean, and then you add your next pori when you are roasting the next pori. So about 15-20 seconds on one side, I would say. And basically these rotis are to be eaten cold only. You cannot eat them hot. कारण की गुळामुळे ते तोंड भाजेल. So usually they make ahead of time and then you eat it later with a drizzle of ghee over it, and it tastes amazing. And the trick that I told you about the sprinkling of the milk is my Vandantai's trick. Over the period of time I've learned different tricks from different people. So that's one of the tricks Vandantai told me, and it really works perfect. And whenever you're turning over, try to take a flat ladle like this, which is called kaltha kiva kavilta जो आपण म्हणतो उलट ना, flat वाला घ्या. This is the one which my mom gave it to me, and you guys know I showed this in my puran pori video also, and it's very dear to me. So I feel my mom is with me when I'm making all these dishes. So I'm going to turn it over. You can see it's fluffed up now. आणि आता ही छान फुगणार आहे. फ्लेम कमी ठेवा. So your gulpoli is done. Serve it with drizzle of ghee and enjoy your sankrant. So kharpus gulpoli is ready for you. Tirgul kya god bola.
Now Gulpolis are ready. The recipe is in the description box below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Heart to Palate. Tirgul kya god bola.